Samantha B. If, like most people, you've been feeling a little uncomfortable with our new pre-K prisons, good news, the president fixed it with the next worst thing.
President Trump signing this executive order to end his policy of family separations.
They will still be criminally charging the adults who cross this border illegally, but the hope is now to keep them all together in the various shelters.
This has been going on for 60 years. 60 years. Nobody's taken care of it.
Actually, buddy, it's been a month, but I agree that it feels like 60 years. You know, this is what I looked like before my makeup artist took care of me today. But anyway, yay! No more baby internment camps, just regular internment camps. Cool, that's what we call a win in 2018. To be clear, I am happy that at least these kids are theoretically gonna stay with their parents, but mommy and me jails are not a solution. They're not new, and they're also not legal. We really need to be more specific with our hashtags. Hashtag keep families together, but not in jail, you monster. What is wrong with you? We have tried the family detention thing before, and it was very not good. We should not accept it as a reasonable compromise. We gotta keep fighting. Trump's executive order challenges the Flores consent decree, a 1997 agreement that states the government has to keep children in the least restrictive conditions possible. So no skinny jeans, no toddler shapewear, and no jails. The Flores settlement prohibits the government from keeping migrant children in detention for more than 20 days. Trump is challenging Flores so we can go back to the bad old days of 2014 when parents and children could be kept together indefinitely in prison. Well, not indefinitely. At a certain point during indefinitely, they'll cease to be children. It's called the behind bars mitzvah. And if you're hoping that any of the senators who tweeted since this weekend that they oppose family separation will come up with anything better, don't hold your breath. The leading bills in the Senate and the House also consider indefinite family detention to be a solution. And some Democrats have gone on record saying they're willing to vote for it. Agreeing to vote with Ted Cruz is like agreeing to do anything with Ted Cruz. You have lost your way. Baby jails are the worst possible thing, but mommy and me jails are a close second. Any solution to this problem has to start from the premise that children should not go to jail. I know, I'm such a radical leftist. Trump's decision to stop separating families should come as a big surprise to the one person who claimed they weren't doing that in the first place, Homeland Security Secretary and rogue Land's End model, Kirstjen Nielsen.
Well, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to be here because I would love to see if I can help explain some of what's going on.
Uh-oh, I know that tone. There is a white lady here, and she is demanding to speak to a manager. We don't have time to show you her entire press conference, so here's a quick roundup.
We will separate those who claim to be a parent and child if we cannot determine a familiar or custodial relationship exists.
This child has no father. Take her away!
We will enforce every law we have on the books to defend the sovereignty and security of the United States.
Have you forgotten the laws upon which Narnia was built?
We now care for them. We have high standards, we give them meals, we give them education.
The Ministry of Magic has always considered the education of young witches and wizards to be of vital importance.
The border is being overrun by those who have no right to cross it.
If you want to cross a bridge, my sweet, you've got to pay the toll.
I don't know, I'm not familiar with
I am so sorry. Those comparisons are not fair. Meredith was at least a good publicist. Unfortunately for Kirstjen Nielsen, the Trump administration couldn't get its story straight before sending her out to defend its policy, not a policy, so they just told every story.
I hate the children being taken away. The Democrats have to change their law. That's their law.
I would cite you to the Apostle Paul and his clear and wise command in Romans 13 to obey the laws of the government.
These parents themselves are using these children as pawns. They know they will be separated, but they want to blame the government when we were forced to do that.
There is no separation process. As they go through the judicial process, they are temporarily separated.
Oh, Okay, it's so clear now. Democrats made the law, which was in the Bible, which is fair because these children are tricking the government into separating them from their parents. And also, they're simultaneously separated and not separated. You know, just like Donald and Melania. And, you know, it's fair. And what about those cages the kids are living? I'm sorry, not cages. I meant chain link compassion walls.
Border Patrol people have reached out to us. They are very uncomfortable, in their words, with his characterization of the words cages. They said it's not inaccurate, but they're very uncomfortable with using the word cages.
Wow, who knew conservatives were so sensitive about the C word? I should make a note of that. The Trump administration, we've come to expect mutilations of the English language. Hell, even the person they sent out to explain their policy has a name that's a crime against spelling. But the only thing we learned from her press conference is that Kajirstijan is Fajil of Shajit. Look how she and the rest of Trump's lady brigade act like the press are evil monsters for asking them about their own policy.
Are you intending for parents to be separated from their children? Are you intending to send a message?
I find that offensive. No.
Come on, Sarah, you're a parent. Don't you have any empathy for what these people are going through? They have less than you do.
Guys,
Sarah, come on,
settle down.
You changed a policy to impress your base. You got to pop in the polls with them, and you're okay with the instruction and harshness. Just own it.
How dare you?
I was told by Applecare that I could walk in the store and get the cart.
How dare you? How dare you? Can you not see that I am a white lady unaccustomed to accountability? Okay. Here's the thing, these women are complicit, but the family separation policy comes from these guys and this millennial Nosferatu, who have mostly been nowhere to be seen this week. Yell at Kirstjen Nielsen all you want, and I have, and I will continue to do so, but you should be yelling at them too. Trump's anti-immigration henchmen love to point out that they're dealing with a serious crime and that we don't let American criminals hang on to their children in jail. But unlawful entry isn't a felony. It's a federal misdemeanor. To give you a better idea of how severe these kinds of infractions are, other actual federal misdemeanors include using the American flag for advertising purposes, neglecting to answer census questions, taking shellfish from New York harbor channels, and detaining a seaman's clothing. Oh, so I'm not supposed to detain a seaman's clothing anymore? What am I supposed to do during Fleet Week? And I swear to Jesus Christ, this is real. Misusing Smokey Bear. Oh my God! That's how Smokey looks now? I can think of a few ways to misuse him. We don't have a cruel, zero-tolerance policy against every woman who explores her sensual urges with trademarks of the United States Forest Service. Yet, and we don't need to have that kind of policy against people who come to America seeking a better life or protection from violence in their home country. We'll be right back.